Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. I'm very glad to join in Cinta Baca's English club today. And today's topic is Knowing Malaysia. Hello, everyone in Palembang and in West Java.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Speakers is already here actually. Tania, Marina, Gracia, Christine, Lianti Mikhail, Yulis, Julen, Marcelinus, and Tabitha. And there's Kak Cita, Kak Clara, and speakers Joshua, Keith, and Minhui. Thank you for joining this CBC. Allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Nurma. You just can call me Nurma. I will be the moderator for this presentation. Before we start, I want to ask you first to check if I can see and hear you well. Can you hear me and see me well?
Yes.
Yes, good. You can give me a sign like this or thumbs or chat or unmute. And I'm very appreciate if you can show yourself, turn the video on. I want to see your beautiful and handsome faces and smiley faces. Thank you, Marina. Thank you for, hey, where's the others? Hi, Marina. Thank you. Okay, is it? Yes. Someone is missing. Was there with miss maybe of the connection, but thank you for, yeah, Tania was missing. Okay.
Signal.
Yeah, maybe the connection is okay. Thank you. First, before we're going to go to the presentation, we're going to present some slides from Cinta Baca's profile. Would you help me to show it? Okay, thank you, Kak Cita. This is Cinta Baca's profile and about knowing Indonesia. Okay. Thank you, Kak Cita. Next, there will be a slide. Thank you. There is a slide. Before we know about Malaysia, of course, we have to know our country, right? So next slide will be about knowing Indonesia.
Yeah.
Please.
It's like
Yes?
it's a video.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a video. Okay, thank you.
Do you believe in wonders? In the warmth that touches your heart? In the wind that brings joy to your soul? It's a calling that starts you on a journey, awakens all of your senses. There are smiles and laughter, embracing and welcoming. Your heart leaps. to a land that takes you in its heritage, in the richness of its culture, in the liveliness of its people. Excitement, waves of never-ending challenges, taking you deeper. Further, higher. Over there, the path lies before you. The beauty draws you in. The colors bring life to imaginations. From the tallest peak,
Okay, very sorry for the interrupts. Maybe because of the connection is not very good. So yes, the biodiversity in Indonesia, we're very rich in our natural resources. We have the fishes from the forest, and this is the Gbk. It's the most largest state in Indonesia. We have the longest beach, and Rafflesia almoli is the biggest flower in the world, and Toba, the biggest lake in the Southeast Asia. Jakarta is our as the capital city, and of course the people in Indonesia has a great heritage. Japanese is the biggest. We have wayang in Indonesia. Also, we can dive in and serving tobi or jambat menggunakan. It's very well known in the world. This Indonesia is the second the biodiversity in the world, the biggest. So there's still no sound. As we know that Indonesia is the archipelago. And in Papua we have
sense the wonders.
Sorry. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Kajita. Hope it's clear enough to introduce our country, Indonesia, to our speakers, Malaysian. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, next, we're going to directly to the presentation. Is that okay? It's fine. Okay, ready for our speakers? Our topic today is knowing Malaysia. We'll hear about the tourist destinations and local delicacies and the travel cost maybe. The speakers from Malaysia, they are Joshua Chang and Min Hui, and Chi Chin. We're welcoming them here. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Welcome. We are from Indonesia, from West Java and South Sumatra. If the participants will, before we start, if the participants want to connect or talk to the presenters, to the speakers, you can chat or you can raise your hands. Is that okay to interrupt during the presentation? Fine?
Yes,
Okay.
please interrupt us.
Ya, oke. Jadi nanti kalau mau nanya tinggal angkat tangan aja, nggak apa-apa ya, or chat, ngobrol langsung di selama presentasi, that's fine, okay? You just raise your hands and ask question, or you want to give opinion, that's fine. Then the presentation, there is also the question and answer about Malaysia. You will be allowed to us. Okay, the time is yours for Joshua, Keith, and Minghui. Where is she? Okay. Please, Josh, please, the time is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Norma. So hello everyone. So my name is Joshua. You can call me Mr. Josh if that sounds more convenient. I'll just like to introduce each of us here. Maybe then we will not feel like strangers, but we'll feel more like friends. Yeah. So Keith, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a bit more about yourself.
Sure, Joshua. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi,
Um,
Kate.
please don't call me Mr. T. I'm still very young. I am 21 this year. Yes. I'm currently in university, doing IT, and yeah, I guess nothing much about me.
Wow, IT, what does that mean? What do you do in IT?
Oh, a very good question, Joshua.
Yeah.
So it's basically computer stuff. Yes.
I see. Computer stuff. That's great. Thanks, Keith. Next up, Ming Hui. Hi, Ming Hui. Why don't you, yeah, please tell us about yourself.
Okay, so I am Ming Hui. I hope you can hear me clearly. So I'm a voiceover artist. I like music, and that's about it, really.
Okay, thanks so much, Ming Hui. So, yeah, so for myself, I am Joshua. I am also a student. I'm studying medicine right now here in Malaysia, and I like music as well, although not as much as Ming Hui, I would say.
Okay. It's not
All
a
right.
competition.
Yeah, it's not a competition, but if it were, you won. So we'll have some slides for us. Thank you so much for telling us about Indonesia. I actually never knew that you had the 3 largest islands in the world. Yeah, learn something as well. So we'll start the slides proper. We will have this link for you. Perhaps we can have this thing called Slido if you've ever used it in school or for any events, where you can scan this thing called a QR code, or you can just go to the website and use this link. Oh, I think the event code is actually Saya Cinta Baca. So sorry, I think that's a mistake. So it's hashtag. Let me just type it in the all chat. Yeah, please use this one, Saya Cinta Baca, because this is for ours. The other link will bring you somewhere else, and you'll be asking someone else questions, and we won't be able to see it. Yeah. Okay. I don't think this QR code is the same one as well. Sorry, Chita.
Wait, same? I think it's a different way, sorry. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's from
Okay.
you sent before.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. So maybe you can just use the QR, I mean the event code, yeah? We go to the Slido because I know some of it's the first time we're meeting. We still don't know about each other. Maybe some of us are a bit shy. So how you can ask questions or give us like tell us anything, answer us even is to use this app. And I know because all of us, every single one of us here are very young, so we would know how to use this app. So you go to the slide, I mean the slide pula, the Slido, and then you can type in your question if you see it, and then you can
Yeah.
see type your question. And if you have a question, you can type it there, and then we will see it. All right, so this is what we'll be using today to communicate with you. If you don't want to use this, you can interrupt us, uh, ask a question, or type in even in the Zoom chat. All right, so with that being said, let us begin. Oops. All right, so a brief introduction of Malaysia. So we learn about Indonesia. And it's so interesting because we are very, very similar in the sense that we also have a lot of, we have a very diverse culture. There are different types of all we come in all shapes and sizes and colors and language and religion. So our main languages are Malay, which is Bahasa Malaysia, very similar to Bahasa Indonesia actually. We have English naturally, Mandarin, which is Chinese language, and Tamil. We have Bumi Putra. Let me think how to describe Bumi Putra. So Bumi Putra are people that, how would I describe Bumiputra in English actually? The
Indigenous.
indigenous people, yeah. I was thinking of
Yes.
sons of the land. Yeah. So it's people who are indigenous to the land here, right? And then there's Chinese people, there's Indian and others. So how Chinese people, Indian people came to Malaysia? You might ask. Very good question. Later, maybe we will be able to answer that. Keith might be able to tell us when he talks about Penang. So some religions, what religions are mainly found here? We have our main, also called official religion is Islam. There's Buddhists, there's Christians, Hindus, and also others. So this is how Malaysia looks compared to Indonesia. Sorry, we can't get to see compare it with the size of Indonesia, but I think we are definitely smaller in terms of land area. I'm not sure about the population, but this is where Malaysia is if you have ever seen it before. All right, so that's the brief overview of Malaysia. Next slide, please. Uh, and so what we want to talk about is places in Malaysia which you might be able to go to or come, in fact, the next time you want to come and visit us. And first of all, of course, the state which I think most Malaysians are proud of is Kuala Lumpur. Why? Because Kuala Lumpur is well known. It's very city. It's a very city-like place. I think it has appeared in some movies in the cinema also before, and therefore it's something that we're very proud of. It's also the capital city of Malaysia, which makes sense because most of the people, there are so many people living in Kuala Lumpur compared to other states. So what the name Kuala Lumpur means, I'm sure maybe actually I'm sure it means something already in the Bahasa Indonesia, right? It means muddy. Lumpur is muddy, and Kuala is the mouth of the river, which is also estuary. If you want to learn a new word here today, estuary. So literally means muddy estuary, and it refers to which mouth of the river. Next slide is the meeting point of three rivers. Oh, sorry. Yeah, not yet. Okay, maybe back up, please. So there are three rivers which oh, it's not here. Okay, no worries. So if you can see in the map there, it's a very small word. I'm not sure if you can see. It's Kuala Lumpur. So not the whole. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the word Kuala Lumpur at the top upper right part of the map. And it began as a tin mining town in 1855 during the British colonial rule. So actually not that old. It's only what how many years? Okay, sorry, I'm not very good at maths. So it's about 150 or 60 years old. Yes, 160 years old, Kuala Lumpur, yeah? Okay, next. So, all right, enough of the boring history stuff. So what's interesting here in Kuala Lumpur? So maybe the next time you come, you can look for these places. One being the Twin Towers. I really hope that you have heard of it before, because if you have never heard of it, I'll be so sad. There's the Surya KLCC, which is basically the building around or underneath the Twin Towers. So if you see on the top left corner, you see two towers, which is very tall and sharp, I suppose. I'm not sure how to describe it. It looks very cool, right? Yeah, that's the Twin Towers, because they're actually exactly same in dimensions. I think they're only a few millimeters difference in the height. Yeah, it's very amazing how the engineers did it. And then there's also the park, which is right in the middle of the city where there's so many people. There's a park with a lake here. It's quite beautiful at night as well. So these are the pictures that you can see. Maybe you can go there and you can take pictures of it yourself one day. Okay, next, we also have, right, this is the okay, so other places which we would like to go. So local Malaysians, we would like to go to places like Jalan Petaling. The small picture up there is called Petaling Street, where there's like markets, and then you can haggle, you can bargain with shopkeepers. They say like it's cost 50 ringgit, and you say no, I want it for 5 ringgit kind of thing, and then you bargain. And then what's that thing? I think that is another market. There is so many interesting places. I hope that these pictures can give you an idea of how colorful, pretty things are over there. But I think the next slide is even more interesting. It's because the next slide is talking about, okay, let's go next. It's talking about food. Yes, amazing. So all of us love food, right? And one food that I think all of us would actually love is nasi lemak. So where nasi lemak is from, I think some of us might disagree, but for me, it's our Malaysia's national dish. It is something I'm very proud of. And if you don't know what nasi lemak is, it is basically fragrant rice that is cooked with coconut milk, and then it's like there's some pandan leaves cooked with the rice as well. And it comes with like side dishes like chicken, fried chicken. You can see a rendang chicken. There's always the egg. There's some cucumbers, nuts, and all this makes up nasi lemak. And the sambal also. The sambal is very important. The chili paste, right? Okay. So in terms of food, uh, there's also definitely a lot of other food, but nasi lemak is not really only found in KL, right? Okay, but nasi lemak, maybe we can talk about more food later on. And so, in a nutshell, next, if you do think of coming to KL and seeing how Malaysia is like in KL, uh, there there's public transport available. You can walk and ride around. It's quite you must dress comfortably because it's quite hot, and it's like uh, oh, the weather is pretty much the same. It's quite the same as Indonesia as well. Don't be afraid to ask. I think that Malaysians are quite friendly from my experience. I am quite friendly. I think that my anak-anak from this country is also quite friendly. I'm not sure. I hope so when you come, if you come. And just be spontaneous. There are so many things to see in Kuala Lumpur if you come, and especially if you, uh, yeah, if you want. Okay, so if you want to ask any questions or you can start about Kuala Lumpur, about certain words that you hear. I know that we're here to um, explore actually not just about Malaysia, but about English language. If there are any questions, ask, raise your hand or drop it in the chat, or even type it in the Slido, then we will be able to see. Yeah, thank you, just a reminder. So next up, we have Keith. Keith will tell us about another very interesting place.
Yes, a very, very, um, I would say, fun place to visit, especially if you are a food lover. So not only in KL but in Penang as well. But first, we'll just introduce what Penang is. Penang also is known as the Pearl of the Orient. Now, what this means is that it was given this name because there is a lot of cultures there. If you go there, you'll see like a lot of different kinds of buildings that have British styles or other influences. And the name comes from a palm tree that you see on the screen. This is called the betel nut tree. If we move on to the next slide. Yeah, you see that on the left is the Penang Island. And I think the next slide should show the right side as well, which is Seberang Perai. Can you go to the next slide, please? Oh, it's not there. Okay, never mind. Okay, sorry, go back one more slide. Oh, um, yes. Okay, so as you guys can see, there are actually two Penang bridges connecting to the island. So this is one common way that we Malaysians used to go to the Penang Island. And okay, now we can move on to the next slide. Yes, so the main place that we Malaysians and other tourists love to visit is called Georgetown, which is the capital of Penang. And you can see it's approved by an organization as a World Heritage Site, which, yeah, it's a pretty cool thing, I guess, but kind of boring. Next slide, please. Yeah, so if you walk around Penang, right, you guys will be able to see these paintings, which are actually done by an artist from Lithuania. If yes, in another country overseas, and his name is Ernest Zakarevic, if I pronounce it correct. Yeah, he was actually hired by the government to paint these very unique paintings all over Penang. So if you move on to the next slide, I think you'll see a couple of other paintings as well. Sometimes they can be in parking lots as well, and so it's a really cool thing to see when you're there. If you like taking pictures, yeah, highly recommend to go to that place as well. Yeah, and if you move on, yeah, so this building is the building that is used by the local government there. It's the City Hall of Penang. And yeah, you can see it has British architecture styles. As you can see, like it's not built normally like other buildings that we see in Malaysia. Okay, moving on. Oh, Penang Hill. Okay, well, one famous tourist spot is also this Penang Hill. It has, but actually, to be honest, right, guys, I haven't been to this place. So a lot of it is just, something I read online. So if you see this cute little train on the left side of the picture, it's a transport that you can use to go up and down the mountain. Or if you are fit and you like to walk and experience the scenery around Penang, you can walk up the hill and take beautiful pictures, post on Instagram with your motivational life quotes if you guys like to do that. Yeah, next slide. Yes, and another place I never been to is this place, the Botanical Gardens as well. I'm not really a flower person, but I guess if you like flowers, I mean, I think girls like flowers, right? I think there's girls here. If you guys like to take pictures of flowers, then this is an amazing place to go to. Yeah. Next slide. Yes. So yeah, along the way you'll see like different cafes and stops to stop by and just relax. And okay, if you see this picture on the left side at the bottom, you see that weird ring shaped thingy. Yeah, it's for tourists to walk around to take pictures of the surroundings. So if you want to learn a English word, this is called paranomic view because it is 360. 360. Yeah. Uh, yeah. If you guys want to go one day, I want to go with you also because I want to see this place also.
Sorry, asking, is it a glass at the bottom of the bridge? Is it made of glass? Is it made of glass or?
No, it's not made of
Oh, no.
glass. Yes. Okay, next slide. Oh, okay, there's some slides that are missing. Supposed to be a nice mention for you guys to, if you guys want to go as well. But never mind. We'll talk about the food, which is honestly what my family would go to Penang for only. Forget about seeing the buildings, just go eat the food, you know. They have a lot of good food there. One is the Penang Laksa. One is the prawn noodles, very, very delicious prawn noodles. My favorite food as well. Then you have chendol, delicious chendol, curry mee. Yes, a lot of food that I can't quite remember, but yes, it is a great experience to go there. With laksa too in Palembang. Oh, yeah. Is Palembang a good place to visit? Because I think
Yes, of course.
Yes, of
And
course.
Bogor too. We have laksa too.
In
Oh.
Palembang, and maybe the food is better in Palembang.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe once COVID is over, I can go and visit different places as well in Indonesia. I only been to Bali. Yeah, so sad. But yes, yeah, Penang has very nice food there. Any shop you stop by, okay, maybe not any shop lah, but yeah, we have very good food. Yes. Next slide. Is that the end? Ah, yes. Yeah, so overall, Penang has a lot of uh, cultural buildings that how to say really carry a lot of history behind them. So if you're interested in visiting these places and knowing more about the history of Penang, then it's a good place to go to. And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh wait, is that the mansion? Oh, I think the second picture on the left is the blue mansion, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay, that building is called the Blue Mansion, which appeared in a movie called The Blue Mansion, and also in a French film called the Indochine. I don't know how to pronounce the words, but yeah. So just a nice fact about that building. But yeah, that's it for Penang.
All right, thanks, Keith. So let's just check whether the Slido is working. So right now, if you go look at the Slido, you will see a poll. And okay, then you can, yeah, let's just try using this. Can you try answering the poll?
Yeah. Excuse me, Josh. So what's you're asking question?
No, so on the poll, there should be a question where they will go to the Okay, so use the Slido, go to Slido and then type in the link. Let me just resend the link and then you should be able to see. Let me just check whether this is working. Is it working?
Yeah, it's working for me.
Right. Okay, so far there are some. Okay, that's yes, no, not yet.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
Good answer.
Okay, so while we're getting answered, later on, I would suppose we would try to get to know where are you from as well. We might have to pick out certain names and certain people, and we'll ask you questions. So don't be scared, just answer, okay? If we have time. Okay, so let's proceed for now. Okay, so next slide. Let's have a look at our third place, which is Malacca. So Malacca is a very historical place, meaning that there's a lot of history which is quite special to Malaysia. And how the name Malacca came about is because apparently there's this tree called the pokok of Malacca, is it? Or is it the where Gula Malacca comes from one? And then, okay, so next slide. If it's the next slide an animal, yeah. So what's this animal? This animal is called a mouse deer, and it's a deer that is as small as a mouse, apparently. It's really, really small. And the, oh my goodness, what's the name of the guys resting under the tree? It's Paramesora, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's Paramesora. And he was resting under this tree, which is the Malacca tree, if I'm not wrong. And then he saw this mouse deer apparently kicking, or is it defeating like a dog or something like that. So his dogs were like chasing after the mouse deer, and then the mouse deer uh like overpowered the dogs, and he after that he was so impressed he called the place Malacca, and that's how the name came about. And until now it's known as Malacca. So yeah, cool story. Okay, so that's not sure if it tells us next slide. So Malacca is important historically because uh, that is one of the earliest sultanates and trading port, which is what it means is when the Portuguese arrived, they landed in Malacca and they started developing from there. And then there was a sultanate palace, which is like, it's basically talking about how uh, we started having a monarchy, I guess. Yes, where the Sultan palace and this whole system of ruling and organization began. So in a sense, when the Portuguese came and development started. So next slide. Uh, yes, so Malacca is also one of the UNESCO site, with heritage site, which means that it is preserved. It's preserved to have its culture and its historical value. All of it cannot be changed because it is something that UNESCO, this organization, says that it is something that everyone should go and have a look. I think that's what they're saying. And I'm encouraging you also to come and have a look because there are many interesting places here. So what interesting places are here? Let's see. Next slide. So, okay, so this is how the buildings there look. So this is actually a very small mosque, but it's a very interesting design. And this is just to showcase how how it looks really um, intricate. It's not like the buildings we see nowadays. I've actually been here, stand on those steps and put on a sarong because you can't go in without wearing pants. You have to put on a sarong and then you walk in and then you have a look. And so the design is really amazing. And that is one thing which is special about Malacca, which is the history and the architecture, how the historical culture of Malacca influences the design, which is the architecture, right? Okay, so next, I think we also have, oh yeah, okay, here we are. The next So this place is called the Jonker Walk, which is basically a long street where on both sides there will be these tables set up, and it's basically like a night market where you can go and buy food, buy toys, buy fruits, all kinds of fancy jewelry. In fact, also you can have your portrait painted. You can, I think you can play some games also. The last time I've been there, yeah. So there's cultural. It's also a very much a tourist place, a place you can go to sightsee. Okay, next up, I think there is food. Yay, hallelujah. So food, this is what we can find at Jonker Walk. This is called the satay celup, which is down there. It's satay that you celup into the pot of, it's, okay, how do I describe satay? Okay, so satay is what, those
Skewer
things on,
meat.
sorry?
Skewered meat.
Skewered meat. Thank you, Ming Hui. So skewers that all of you will sit around the table and you just dip your skewers into the same pot of boiling gravy. Wow, sounds amazing. Sounds so dangerous with COVID nowadays, right? Not something we would do, but it's amazing. There's chicken rice balls. There is also another type of laksa. So Keith talked about Penang laksa, and then there's Palembang, there's your own kind of laksa, and then now in Malacca there's a different kind of laksa. I'm not sure what it's called. I guess it's curry laksa. I'm on Nyonya laksa, is it? Probably. There's the ice. What is this? Is this chendol? And then there's some crispy cake. Yeah. So food, another thing which I guess we can try to impress on you that is really nice about Malaysia, I hope. Next up, what we have. So places of interest, because it's very much influenced by the, how do I put this, the colonizers. So the British were here before, the Portuguese were here before, and I think the Dutch were also here before. And so there are a lot of buildings, a lot of, this is, I think is a fort, Cornwallis, is it? Okay, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a fort. There, all the cannons, all the bricks are here since the time of the colonization. So when we were colonized, and then they set this up, and then now until now it's still here. This is Christchurch. Yes, a really pretty place that you can go and take pictures. And then we also have the Malacca River, which I think if we can see more pictures later, it looks like Venice in Italy. Yeah, has been called that before. All right, next up. Yes, more food, naturally. So there's this thing called the Nyonya cuisine. And why we bring this up is because Nyonya cooking is the result of blending Chinese ingredients with various distinct spices and cooking techniques used by the Malay Indonesian community. Okay, so then we can see how you have influenced us in our food. And then if you want to come here, you can see if you mix Indonesian and Malaysian Chinese, what will the food taste like? This is how it tastes like. It tastes really good. Okay, next up. So in a nutshell, what is Indonesia pula? So Malacca is a historic, if you are interested in history, you like mixing of Chinese and Indonesian culture, you like to walk around and enjoy sightseeing, yeah, this is the place to go. Okay, I think that's it. Is that it for our slides? And then now, if you can go to your Slido once again and answer the question that I'd just like to get a gauge.
How about just talk to you? It's okay, Yusuche?
Oh yes, if sure.
Okay. Yes. Want to speak?
Joshua, I guess many participants they don't know how to visit Slido. Maybe you can
I see.
give
Okay.
information
Maybe you
again.
can put it in the chat, this www site do, and then
Okay.
That is enter the code.
Maybe the link, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think it's all right. Maybe you can just either put your questions in the chat, or you can ask. We would like to hear what you have to say now. Uh, if there is no one asking questions, we might have to ask you.
Maybe
Like
I
we
will
might have to
first
call you out.
ask.
Yeah.
Maybe I will first
Okay.
ask.
Okay. Yes,
Well,
Miss
there's a
Cinta.
question in the slide.
Oh yeah. Maybe we're waiting for the participant type
Yeah.
in later, but I want to ask.
Yes, please.
It's interesting about Malaysia, about the culinary, the food. It looks. Oh, this is fasting month now in Indonesia. It's like whoa, oh, it's look so nice and so good when I see it. And the place for the tourists so nice, interesting too. So I want to ask you, actually, it's there's a KL Kuala Lumpur. Sorry, Penang. How I'm to mention Penang? How to
Yes.
Penang? It's right.
Penang. Yes,
Penang.
Penang.
Penang. Okay,
Penang.
Penang and Melaka. I want to asking the location of that tourist attraction and the culinary tours in KL, Penang, and Melaka. It's far apart, so we can go to there and there so fast. I think in one day, or we need to one day in KL, one
Okay.
day in Penang, and one day in Melaka. I think
Okay,
it's
no,
my
it's a bit difficult. So basically, Penang is in the north of Malaysia. If you remember the map of Malaysia, Penang is right at the north. Then Kuala Lumpur is at the central. So if you were to drive from Penang to Kuala Lumpur, it takes about 4 hours. But you can take a flight if you like. So the flight is about 50 minutes. And then to go to Malacca is towards the south of Malaysia, so nearer to Johor, but before Johor. So to drive to Malacca, how long does it take, Joshua?
From KL to Malacca is if you drive according to the speed limit, I think it will take about 2 hours.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
So I think for Malacca, but that's the only way you can go, right? It's either driving or bus, or
Yep.
because there's no airport there. But so like if you're in KL, you can spend I think 2 days. It depends on how long you spend at each uh, places of interest. And then same goes with Penang. But Penang has an issue because you have the Penang Island, remember? Penang Island and the mainland. So if you want to visit both, you might require more days. And so a lot of all these heritage places that we show you today and the food, it's found in Penang Island itself. So you can focus just on the Penang Island and then spend, I think even for locals, they will spend 2 to 3 days in Penang because you can go to the hill and you can go to the beaches. And then you could also visit all the places and all the mural arts that you have seen today.
Right. Thanks, Ming Hui. Is there any other questions? I'm
thank
starting to
you.
get questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me.
Yes, please. Clara wanna ask?
Yeah. Thank you for the presentation. I see a lot of tribes and religion in your country, like in Indonesia too. And how do Malaysia to maintain the unity, the harmony one each other? Maybe you have like festival, national festival, or one event to maintain all tribes and religion to maintain the harmony. That's the first question. And the second, uh, if we have a chance visit your country, what's do and don't rule when we travel your country? And I want to know how about budget, which is the cheaper, the cheaper place that we can go to your, to your country. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, you will answer.
Okay, so first question. What was the question again? Sorry.
How to maintain the harmony?
The harmony. Okay,
Yeah,
so yes, as you know, we have various people living in our country. We don't really have a special event to say, oh, this is for unity, but we do have Hari Malaysia. So Hari Malaysia falls on 16th of September. That's to remember the day when we form Malaysia as a whole, including Sabah Sarawak, which is on the Borneo side of Malaysia. So, and we also have our Independence Day. That's the day when we are independent from the British colonialization. That is on the 31st of August. Other than that, I think we enjoy each other's celebration. So every year we have Chinese New Year, and then now is Ramadan and followed by Eid. And then after that, we will have Deepavali, and then we have Christmas. So these are the main 4 celebrations which there will be holidays to acknowledge it, and also people will look forward because then we'll start visiting. So like during Chinese New Year, the Chinese will give some Mandarin oranges to the non-Chinese, and then maybe they'll also come visiting. And during Eid, during what we call Hari Raya locally, we will also visit the Malays. The non-Malays will visit the Muslims who are celebrating Eid and enjoy their cuisine. Like, for example, the lemang, which is the bamboo, the rice, the glutinous rice in the bamboo. And then we have, so during Deepavali is another celebration that's by the Hindus. And then same will happen, that we'll start visiting each other. Christmas is of course the celebration for the Christians, and then people enjoy Christmas because of the decorations in shopping centers. So people start Instagramming. They start to go to all these places to take photos with friends and families, and they really enjoy the festivities, whether they are Chinese or Indian or Malay, or whether they are even as a non-Christians, they just enjoy the decorations during that season. So these are the few celebrations that are major in Peninsular Malaysia. Over in Borneo, in Sabah and Sarawak, they would have even more celebrations, and but I am not well versed to explain that to you. So as for budget, about traveling in Malaysia, I'll pass that to Joshua or Keith, because I hardly travel. So yeah, maybe Joshua or Keith could tell you more about which places are more budget friendly when it comes to visiting Malaysia.
Keith, do you have any budget related advice?
Speaking as a poor student in Malaysia, I go mamak lah. Like
What's a mama?
Oh, mamak is a hangout place basically, where we Malaysians just like to drink and eat very late at night. For me lah, for me. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. It's not
So
exactly
maybe it's like a place, it's usually either open air or non-air conditioned, but nowadays you might even find air conditioned ones, but normally they are non-air conditioned.
yeah.
And then you can sit outside, and it's usually run by Indian Muslims, and then they will serve a mixture of Indian and Malay cuisine.
Yes.
Yeah, and they are usually affordable.
Yeah, as you can see that most of our motivation comes from food, and so this is another example of where everybody from all races and religions and any background can just come and eat together, and we'll all be sitting there,
Can you give an
eating and
idea, like
talking.
what's the price range like?
So what's the price range like? I think the last time I traveled to Malacca with my friends, so there's this thing. Okay, I think Airbnb is something that you all have in Indonesia as well. So basically, you go online, whether it is Trivago or Airbnb, and there's a lot of websites you can go online to book a place. And if you go with friends, it's actually very reasonable. Maybe we went for 4 days, and I think it was only about 150 to 200 per person, ringgit Malaysia, per, wait, that's not right, 150 per day, yeah, ringgit Malaysia, inclusive of everything, food, lodging. Some places we visit, we went to the beach, we went to get some milkshake and play stuff, yeah. Alternatively, you can always find a friend who is already in Malaysia and persuade him or her to let you stay at their house. Yeah. And then you'll get free lodging and maybe even food. Yeah.
I think to find some friends, which is Kitty, Joshua, and Minghui will help us there, right?
Yes.
Wise option, yeah. Wise option.
Yes, very.
Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah. Tanya, any question then? I just asked your name. Yes? Was?
I think so far it's very clear, but one thing that I want to say that I've been to Malacca and I really love it. It's a beautiful place and I really like the architecture there. The building is very beautiful and people are nice there and friendly. So yeah, thank you.
And may I ask questions? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, can I ask questions?
Yeah, sure.
So, with whom you went to Malacca, with your friends or your families?
Sorry.
With whom you went to Malacca? With your family or friends?
Oh, I went there with my friend, and then we did it for only day trip. So we went to Singapore, and then early in the morning, we went to Malacca for a day trip. But we only went around the church and Jonker Street.
Yes.
Around that area. But it was nice experience and beautiful place.
What kind of transportation do you use to go there?
From Singapore to Malacca, we took a bus and also return. But in Malacca, we walked around because I think it's not too far around that area. So yeah, and I really like in front of the church there are, like, we call it, probably in Indonesia we call it like becak, a vehicle with three, how do you call it? Yeah,
it's the trishaw.
Yeah, and they decorate it very nicely, and it's look beautiful. So yeah.
So the transportation in Malacca, what you call it, Minghui?
Trishaw.
Trishaw?
A trishaw, TRISHAW.
Trishaw. Right, like that. Like a pedicab, something like that. Okay.
Yeah. So it's what Tanya said. It's in Bahasa. It will be known as a
We call it beca.
A beca, yes. So
Yeah.
it is a trishaw.
Okay. Thank you, Tanya. Do you want to
Thank
ask?
you, Tanya.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice. Tanya is from West Java or Palembang?
I'm from West Java, Bogor.
Oh, from Bogor. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone want to ask question from
Did
Palembang?
someone say they left a question in Slido? Did we check any questions in Slido?
Yeah, so one of the questions actually is any tips before going to Malaysia? Maybe cultural shock that we need to know. Are there any, Ming Hui?
I don't think there is any culture shock. If you're used to multicultural living, I don't think so, because here it's like we said, you know, we majority are Malay Muslims, and then you have the Chinese, and then you have Indians, and you have many other races and ethnic groups like the indigenous people. So I don't think there will be any culture shocks. I can't think of any other moment.
Yeah.
Because our cultures are almost the same, like right? So the culture shock, I think, I don't think so. Yeah, you say that it couldn't happen. Yeah, it's almost the same with Sumatra culture. I think it's like Padang, like a Sumatra or South Sumatra. Actually, I want to ask about the best transportation to use in Malaysia. Like in Indonesia, we usually use taxi from bandara or MRT, or what kind of transportation use best in
Right. Yeah. Maybe we can talk about from KL. So Keith, you're from KL. Ming Hui and Keith, yeah. What kind of transportation?
Few years back, I took a lot of LRT. So what's the line called? The one Wangsa Maju line was.
Kelana Jaya line.
Yeah, the Kelana
Kelana
Jaya
Jaya.
line. Yes.
Yes.
So I would use that one often to go to places like KLCC. Then I could go to 1U as well. You can, because there's a lot of stations where you can change to like MRT or wherever. Then you can go to other places like 1U, the shopping mall, and other shopping malls like Pavilion as well. And yeah, it's actually very connected lah in the city. So if you want to visit popular spots, there is a lot of ways to go there lah. Yeah.
We went to all of the KL, like Penang, you use the ferries, right? Is that right? Use the ferry to Penang?
So for Penang, if you are coming from the mainland, you can either use the ferry, or you can just, you know, because there are two bridges, remember, there are two bridges that connect Penang mainland and the island. So a lot of people just take a bus or drive all the way to Penang Island, so they don't even take the ferry. But for experience sake, you can travel as a passenger on the ferry, and from Penang Island to the mainland, or from the mainland to Penang. But it's not a must. It's a choice. It's an option.
You can use airplanes or travel. Is it safe to use Grab?
Did you say Grab?
Grab.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Grab is pretty safe, and it's very well known in Malaysia, all over Malaysia. So you can, if you have the app, you can just order a Grab and go to any places that you like using Grab.
Okay, thank you.
But it is quite expensive lah.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, now it's quite expensive.
Really?
Grab is
So good.
quite expensive.
Yes, yeah.
Then
Nowadays,
taxi,
yeah.
then taxi, usual taxi.
I think taxi even more expensive, because like
Oh,
whenever they like to go to longer roads, and then they like to stop at traffic lights a lot. So the meter keeps running, and then like you pay
So
extra.
for using a bus or I don't know, you have a ojek there? Ojek, I don't know what ojek in English.
What is
What?
No, I
that?
don't think so. We don't have
Bicycle or rent bicycle, sorry, rent bicycle.
Oh,
There's a rent bicycle there. Maybe it's a choice for backpacker, I think.
Hmm.
So I
That's
think
a,
we used to have like an O-bike or a similar concept. Now it is scooters. I think it's like all those electric scooter that I see in
Oh,
KL or in KL.
oh, you
Yeah.
can
So you
rent electric scooter there.
scooter,
Oh,
yep, and then
oh.
you have to. I have never used it before actually. But I
But
think
I won.
it's fun.
Kita will go there soon. Actually. Okay,
Yeah.
how about the education in Malaysia? We know that here our students and Malaysians education is quite good in the international rate. You have so many international scholarship also, right? Can you suggest that as university, for example, in Malaysia?
can you repeat that last question again?
Can you suggest the university that Indonesian can submit, like the most popular university in Malaysia?
Oh, most popular university. Yeah.
That's a difficult one.
is it?
Yeah, that's a difficult.
It's the most
Really?
popular Sunway. I don't know.
I don't know because there are so many,
Uh-huh.
and it also depends on what you want to study. So like here we have University Islamic University International, UIA, University Islam Antarabangsa, and then we also have International Medical University. So that's for those who want to study medicine. And then, I mean, we are talking like the more international places. And then you have a lot of private colleges which accept international students. So it range from what is yours, Joshua?
Yeah. So if you're interested in studying medicine, I have a few Indonesian friends in my university. It's called Newcastle University of Medicine. If you're interested in studying medicine or like biomedical science, or maybe just do a foundation, you want to do something biology related, yeah, then
It's in KL
it's called.
or
So mine is in Johor. Johor is
It's in the
next to,
south,
yes, in the south,
Malacca.
next to Singapore.
Okay.
next?
Um,
And then there
Because
is
Yeah.
Nottingham as well.
yes,
Oh,
there's nothing. So there are UK based, yeah, British universities here that
There's a
are not
campus here locally, yeah.
campus here.
okay, because I wonder there are so many people in Indonesia that take the medication in China, if I'm not mistaken. Is there
Sorry.
there are many people, Indonesian get a medication in Penang. Is there any well-known hospital there?
Right in Penang.
Yes.
There is, yes, two
Yeah.
at least. Yeah. So,
Your,
sorry, you're asking what well-known
at the hospital.
hospital
There
in
are
Penang?
in Penang.
Yeah.
There are like which one would have been linked to a university? I'm not so sure.
So there's a Royal College
I
of,
don't-
yeah, Royal College. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a Irish, so it's linked to a Irish. Also medical studies, if you're interested in Irish-based medicine, then there is a hospital there. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what it's called anymore because they are our competitors. No, and then
You're from Johor, right?
yes, so I am in Johor right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you are, Michael Ayomi Rajata.
Hello,
Hello.
Michael.
Hi, Michael. You want to ask questions? No. Okay, it's okay. Any more questions? Okay.
I have a question actually. What is everyone here already in university or in college or like in high secondary school? What's it like?
Okay. Tanya,
So
can you help?
yeah, Tanya, what stage of life are you in right now?
You can answer in chat room, or
You just
if you
answer.
don't, or if you cannot say anything.
Yeah,
So I have graduated from university in 2016, majoring in accounting. So I am working now in one of the embassy in Jakarta. But
Wow.
since almost more than a year, I think I've been working from home.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the ambassador.
I have a question.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, now is the month of Ramadan. And here in Malaysia, we have Ramadan Bazaar, which is basically a lot of hawker stalls will be set up along the street, like what you see in Jonker Street, that sort of thing. But this is all over in KL, in Kuala Lumpur. So, and this will be running throughout the month of Ramadan. And the time is usually starting about 4 o'clock Malaysian time. So, and this is where people will buy food for their buka puasa. So I want to know, like, do you have such a culture in Indonesia?
Do you want me to answer? Do you want me to answer it?
Yes, anyone
Or any
can answer.
participant want to answer
Yeah.
about Ramadan?
From Palembang or Bogor, you can use the chat room also.
Don't
The
be
Ramadan
psyched ya,
Bazaar.
Miss. Don't be psyched ya, ininya ya,
Yeah.
partisipannya.
They hide their faces. It's okay. You can use the chat. Maybe this is the first time. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Anybody wants to tell us about Ramadan in Indonesia, especially the buka puasa, the iftar, and then the bazaar. Actually, we have lots of bazaar. Okay, maybe I will answer. The Ramadan in Indonesia, especially in West Java, where I live in Bogor, it used to be so crowded during iftar, like 4 p.m. until buka puasa. But during this pandemic, during this pandemics, the government's not allowed us to get together. So we mostly take or buy food and take it from us like a takeaway. But the sellers still can sell their food. Like we have takjil. Is there the same name in Malaysia? Takjil, like the fresh food that you eat very fast. We usually
Or the kurma, is it?
It's kurma, yes, kurma is the sunnah, but we also have lots of kind of foods like kolak pisang. We have in it's not already breakfasting Mbak Cita ya. Kolak pisang in Bogor we have mie golosor. Mie golosor is like a noodle, but it's different. It's different from other noodles. It's only in Bogor, so you have to try to go to Bogor someday, to try mie golosor with the peanut sauce, with the spicy peanut sauce. And then there are so many food, but yes, bazaar is not allowed during this COVID.
Okay, listen.
I think it's same with Malaysia, right?
Malaysia, we allow it, but they say you have to follow the standard operating procedures. So, for example, you have to queue up 1 meter apart, and then they will do people control. So that means not too many people crowded at the same place. But to be very honest, it's very difficult. So I think it's a lot of people are a bit more cautious whether they want to go to Ramadan Bazaar, but it is allowed this year. Last year, they did not allow it.
Last year, this year's with the strict. Okay. Another question, maybe. Okay. Anybody wants to ask again about Malaysia? Anybody been to visit Malaysia before? Ania went to Malacca, right? And then Kak Cita or Kak Clara?
How about I want asking about, I don't know, Joshua Cheng tell he study about what? Joshua Cheng, sorry, in
Yes.
your study in sorry, can you tell me again what you study?
Okay, about myself. So I am a medical student. I study
Oh, that's
medicine in Newcastle University in
oh,
Malaysia. Yeah.
so about medical, I wanna ask you why people come to Penang, Penang, sorry, Penang,
Penang, Penang.
Penang, Penang, to get to get a medical than to Kuala Lumpur, but Kuala Lumpur is the central city, I
Right.
think, but people go to the Penang for medical.
Yes. Yeah, I think most likely it's because if uh, people want to go to work eventually in the UK. So they want to go to Britain to work, in England to work, and then they can get a university degree that qualifies them to go there to work. And these universities are not found. There are two in Penang, I think, which helps people go over to the UK to work. And there is one in Johor, which is where I am, and there's one in KL. So yeah, maybe that's why there are more in Penang, because there are quite a few universities there. Yeah. Are
It's
you
interesting.
interested to come to study in Penang?
I don't, I don't know. Maybe I go to jalan-jalan, walking, go to
Oh, yeah.
Malaysia to Kuala Lumpur. Oh, but interesting thing, I know people come to Malaysia, they are just come to the airport because the airport is so good than in Indonesia have. So sometimes they just like go to Malaysia and stay in. Sorry, what your name from your airport?
The KLIA, is it? The KL
Yeah,
International Airport. Yes.
that's just so big. It's big and it's so good
Right.
inside airport. So they just like come to Malaysia just in transfer from before to
Right.
where, I don't know. So
Yeah.
like Malaysia, just the airport is interesting. I don't know about the city. I think it's more interesting too.
Yeah, the airport is pretty interesting. I'm not sure in Jakarta. I think the airport is quite big as well, right? From what
Yeah,
I hear. Yeah.
yeah, but I think there's not like in KL airport. I think different.
Right. Ah,
Like there's no park as good as in KL airport. I think in Jakarta, when airport.
right. Yeah, thanks. I'm so makes me so proud right now to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So what is takjil? Is it so Christian said also jaw takjil, which is
Miss Nurma
what?
can tell us.
All right.
Takjil is the food that you eat first after the azan when it comes azan maghrib. You break your fast with
Right.
takjil. You break your
I
fast with takjil. The
I
name of
see.
the
Okay.
food
And
is
what is special about this food?
it's like meal. It's not rice with the it's like meal. It's just like kurma or fruits or just like cakes or something like that. It's just a light meal. Takjil is a light meal,
Light meal. I
light
see.
light meal before the big meal like rice with the food. So after you eat light meal, we usually go to uh, salah, maghrib, maghrib, and then after that we
I
go back
see. Right.
with the big meal.
Thank you. Yeah.
With what it's good. Okay, I think the time is 24 minutes. Kak Clara, is it the time is up already, or we continue? Is it
We have like six minutes more, yeah. 6 minutes more.
is it time
Yeah.
for the closing? We're still with the
But we closing
question?
15:30. Yeah, we closing 15:30. Maybe I think it's no. No, Ibu
Yeah, we
Magda.
have here in the chat, Christine in Palembang. Okay. In Palembang has laksa, burgo, pempek, and other traditional Palembang food. Anybody knows what is burgo? Oh, this is the answer. Burgo is rice pancake with coconut milk sauce. Kita mungkin sarabi ya. Is that like sarabi? Rice pancake. Do you have kinds of food in Malaysia? Rice pancake. Rice
I just search it online and I don't think we have that here. I've never seen that. The
No,
burgo.
you don't have it in Malaysia?
Yeah. Sorry?
Do you have this kind of food like burgo and rice?
No, I don't think so. It looks
No.
very, very interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Kit, you have to go to Bogor to taste Nigolas, okay? I'm waiting for you. I'll serve you Nigolas, or I will cook it by myself. You have to come.
Wow, wow.
Okay. Tempe, okay. Anybody wants to ask again? Or maybe it's enough?
Yeah.
Okay, it's the closing one.
If there is
Thank
no
you.
more question, maybe time is enough. Miss Nurma, we can take a photo and announcement of see. Yeah.
Okay, we're in the end of the presentation. I would like to say thank you to all the speakers, Mikey, and Keith and Joshua. I'm sorry for anything that is not appropriate, but we enjoyed. Thank you very much. We hope that we can visit Malaysia to enjoy Malaysia, to visit Malacca or Penang and KL. It's very interesting. Now we're going to have a photo session, right? Will be the okay. Kita. And all the participants, you may video on. Okay, turn your video on. So,
Yes.
okay, there you
The
are.
video.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank
guys, we will take a photo together. You can, oh, you can open your video, please.
There you are.
Yeah. Okay, Alicia, Jelaine, how about Yulis? How about? It's only one slide, so we can get 3 or 4 with another position.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
Poses.
Yulianti, Alicia, Jelaine. Pipi. Gak apa-apa, gak apa-apa. Okay.
Okay, Kak Sita.
Okay. Okay, Alexa, Jelaine. Okay, it's okay. Okay, we'll take a photo together. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay, once again. Okay, you can take any style. Okay.
Stop.
1, 2, 3. Okay, I think it's enough. Thank you for all of you guys. Please,
Thank you,
Mr.
Kak
Ma.
Sita.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Okay. Okay, thank you all the participants. Hope we will meet again in the next Cinta Baca English Club meeting soon with the different topics. Hope you are very happy Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak to all the Muslim here. And we're going to breakfasting in a few hours. Stay safe, stay healthy. Don't forget you wear the mask and social distancing and washing hands.
Yeah,
And Miss
we-
Nurma,
We have the announcement, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget to give an announcement. They can datang lagi bulan depan.
Okay, next one. Is there any topic or not yet?
Maybe
Different
we will
topic.
meet. Different
Okay.
topic. We will meet Kane, Joseph Cheng, and Ming again. I don't know.
Okay, next month we will have another Cinta Baca English Club with the different topics. Please come. Is there any more announcement, Kak Clara, Kak Cita? That's all?
It's enough.
Okay, we hope you see you next month. Okay, thank you very much. I'm so glad
Thank
today to
you.
see you. Okay. Bye bye. Stay healthy and stay
You
safe.
guys.
Thank you, Joseph
Thank you.
Cheng,
Also to
Kane,
everybody.
Ming
Bye.
for everybody, Marina,
Bye.
Yuli. Thank you, Arta Garcia, Marcelinus, Elisha.
Julianti, Marina.